Ooh, the gym. My old stomping grounds. Hank Patterson, fly fishing guide.
Riley Smith, tight end.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, you wouldn't happen to be the kicker?
No, tight end.
Again, thank you. I'm looking for a kicker for Lithia Ford's fall kickoff sale. But you're not the kicker.
No.
Yeah, the kicker's probably taller and in a lot better shape. So, okay. What position do you play?
Tight end. Squats.
Yeah, try it sometime.
I may be retired, but I still have finances to manage. With direct deposit and automatic payments, ICCU makes it easy to spend less time banking and more time baking.
RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, is going all in this season with an all-star lineup. First up, he led the Broncos to 3 conference championships and 10 20-win seasons. It's Coach Leon Rice. Next, he's the founder and CEO of RowPaint.com. He played a little basketball in high school on the driveway with his mom. It's Andy Rowe.
Oh, no. Want to just paint my house?
Now that I can do.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust RowPaint.com to get that job done right.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Canned Cocktails is perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Now, here's 4-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, there we go. How we doing, Mike Prater? It is Thursday, and it is a big day here at BroncoNationNews.com. We got myself, BJ Rains. We got Mike Prater, KTIK 95.3, The Ticket, in the Cutwater Studios here in Meridian. More than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails. Pick one up at your local gas station or grocery store. And Mike will actually be heading over to Cutwater today to pick up some Cutwaters cases. In 2 days, I've gone and picked up 10 cases of beer, and now I'm going and picking up cases of Cutwater. for our bus trip down to the Mountain West Championship game. I at first was pretty thankful to be flying down tonight and not having to worry about riding 9 hours on the bus, but now there's going to be Taco Bell breakfast. There's going to be Travis Hawks giving away some blue and orange stuff. We got snacks, we got beer, we got Cutwaters. It sounds like a party tomorrow heading down to Vegas.
BJ, there's only one reason why I like working for Bronco Nation News and working for you. We've established that we don't like each other, so there's only one reason I'm here. You're to open up every show talking about booze and tacos, and I'm all about it. So nicely done. Let's get after it on a Thursday morning, my friend.
Yeah, it is a cool day. I put in the tweet, reflecting back a bit, but also looking forward. And we're obviously going to talk about the column you just posted to BroncoNationNews.com on Kellen Moore. And I think his name is starting to become a little more and more realistic, or at least people are starting to think more about it being an actual possibility. And I'm not really sure why, to be honest. We saw Jeremiah Dickey go to L.A. for a day and went to a Clipper game, and all of a sudden we think Kellen Moore is the guy. And that's, but I think it's logical to put two and two together there. But this is a cool day also, Mike, because this is the 2-year anniversary of Bronco Nation News. I started this thing 2 years ago this morning. Any moment now, my phone hopefully will start buzzing with the renewals from folks that signed up at this time when we started 2 years ago. But I remember just 9 years at the paper, man, giving up a full-time job, deciding to give this thing a go. It took a while to get you to buy in, but you were one of the first ones that told me you thought it was a good idea, and it took a while to get you on board as a coworker. But I know you were very supportive of the idea, and I owe Don Day some credit. I had a lot of meetings with him about this, and a lot of folks. Certainly, my wife Karen was the biggest one to kind of push me over the edge, but. In 2 years, man, we're approaching 900 paying subscribers. We got 13 advertisers. We got 128 people, now 133 as it continues to rise, watching this show right now. So the crazy thing is I still feel like there's so much more room to grow. I feel like I'm still just scratching the surface on what Bronco Nation News can be. But it is pretty cool this morning, and I reflected on it last night, just thinking about 2 years ago. I went to bed and literally was scared and nervous and crying and wondering if I was an idiot for doing this, and would anybody sign up? And I think we had 200 subscriptions in the first day or something, and 300 in the first week. So I just anyone that has given their hard-earned money to us at Bronco Nation News, I truly appreciate it. I thank you. Our sponsors that make this thing possible. Andy Rowe was the first sponsor, Rowe Painting, to basically say, yes, I'm in. What can we do? And so thank you to Rowe Painting and Andy Rowe. Now all of our sponsors that have come on since, Taco Bell, Tommy Alquist, BVA, the Blue and Orange Store. Travis Hawks has been a big supporter of ours. Obviously, Lithia Ford of Boise. Idaho Central Credit Union was the first to kind of take the big step to give us a raise last year, and we appreciate Idaho Central Credit Union. So I won't spend all show talking about it, but I did just want to say thank you to everybody involved with making Bronco Nation News happen. It's been a crazy 2 years. If you've thought about jumping in but haven't yet, today would be the perfect day. Help us celebrate our 2-year anniversary. $50 subscription for an entire year. You can go read Mike Prater's column. That BNN 50 deal promo code scrolling across the bottom of the screen. But people thought I was crazy. Not going to name names, Mike, but I had a lot of people in the industry, out of the industry, heck, family members, all kinds of people saying, "Are you sure you're making the right choice here?" And I'm not quite there yet. We haven't arrived. But I think the potential is obviously there, and it's shown that a model like this can be successful. And here we are on year 2 with plenty to talk about, but it's a pretty cool feeling for me this morning.
You are crazy, but not because of this. And I truly believed in the beginning when you said that you had this idea that it was a good idea. I thought it was a brilliant idea. The timing was absolutely perfect. We're going to talk a lot about timing today in terms of the Kellen Moore situation. I think the timing for him is why we're having that conversation. The timing for you to launch Bronco Nation News was pretty spectacular. We appreciate your partnership with KTIK and 95.3 and Idaho Sports Talk. It's been beautiful. Not only was it the timing that was right and the idea that was good, and I don't blow smoke up anybody's you-know-what, and you and I have had off and on issues with our relationship. You have been the absolute perfect person for this job. The self-driven businessman, the visionary, the creative thinker, going out and shaking hands. I'd be the world's worst salesman in terms of going out and raising money and talking to people and asking for money. And not only do you have the creative side for journalism, not only do you have the integrity to be a great journalist, but the businessman too. And it's a nice combination. And I really, truly believe that. Congratulations on your 2nd anniversary, BJ.
Well, I appreciate you saying the kind words, but unless we get 20 more subscriptions today, there's no raise for you, despite saying all that nice stuff. So We'll see what we can do.
Bring it on.
I will say I don't I by zero means see myself as your boss, whatever. That just feels weird to even think about. But in terms of working with you on the columns and things, aside from the occasional getting it to me a few hours later than you say, but for the most part, you've been great to work with, and it's been awesome. And I hope that you're enjoying and having fun doing this. And this was the first time that I did kind of push. I was hoping to get a second column this week ahead of the game. I thought it made sense just with everything kind of swirling around Kellen Moore. And you got a lot going on with your full-time job there at KTIK, and you were able to find time late into the night last night and early this morning to get me this column. So first of all, thank you for making that happen, for getting a second column this week. And I read it this morning, and it was exactly what I wanted. I said, it doesn't have to be anything super meaty, super, whatever. I just said, we need something on Kellen Moore. What do you think? And it's the perfect column, I think, for where fans are at right now, where it's a possibility. We've for years thought it was the perfect possibility, but when you start to think about it, is it as 100% slam dunk as maybe everyone thinks it is once you start peeling back some of the layers? It is up at BroncoNationNews.com. And again, it is for subscribers only. I got to push the 2-year anniversary. I got to push the subscriber angle today, Mike. We got to get as many as we can today. $50 BNN 50 deals, the promo code again. And if you're on the fence, hopefully today's the day you sign up just to help us out, but also to read Mike Prater's column. I think it's a great column on Kellen Moore, kind of looking at the situation there. There you go. I got my hat on today. I think it's the perfect day to jump in with a subscription. Mike, Kellen Moore, I know for a while it's always been kind of thought of no chance, not going to happen, whatever, got to go call him. But I do think over the last week or two, and maybe it's just because the Chargers situation, maybe it's because we did see Jeremiah Dickey and the search committee essentially spend an entire day in the LA area. The flight flew early in the morning and didn't leave till 1 a.m. to fly back. And there's a documented picture of Jeremiah Dickey at the LA Clippers game with another member of the search committee and the GM of the Clippers. And again, we don't actually, and I'm not like people think we know all this stuff and we're just keeping it quiet, like to be nice to Jeremiah Dickey or whatever. Like if I broke the Andy Avalos was hired story. Like if I know the information, we're going to put it out there, Mike. So we can try to connect tea leaves. We can try to connect dots. But yesterday people kept saying, oh, I think you know something. No, if I knew something like concrete, we would report it. So I just want to throw that out there. We've heard, leans and things, and everyone, here's small things, but we don't know for sure that Kellen, I don't have 100% confirmation that Kellen Moore is even interviewed. And that's even why they are in LA. We're just putting 2 and 2 together, but it's a logical thing to put together. I think Mike, he is one of maybe the only candidate, but certainly one of a very small amount that would I think be acceptable if you don't hire Spencer Danielson at this point, at least from the fan base perspective. There's probably a lot of solid football coaches out there that they could hire, but I think the groundswell has gotten so big in the locker room and so big in the fan base now for Spencer Danielson that, no offense to a Bronco Mendenhall or a Brent Vegan or some of these guys that may end up being great coaches here. I just think the public perception, Spencer Danielson has made it and forced Jeremiah Dickey's hand where the candidate pool has gotten really small in terms of names that I think would excite the fan base if it's not Spencer Danielson. And that's why I think Kellen Moore is still in the conversation here, because if it ain't Spencer Danielson yet, they're thinking about somebody, or there's somebody else involved. And I think that person or 1 or 2 small people has to be of that Kellen Moore ilk.
I would agree with that, and I would also throw out the name of Jeff Choate. I think, in my opinion, he should be and is a serious candidate. And Jeremiah Dickey has told us that he has reduced his list. He's got his list of finalists, and he's kind of not doing any public updates this week in advancement of Saturday's game in Las Vegas, but he has his list of finalists. I don't understand why people are saying Kellen Moore has no chance. Kellen Moore has no desire. I kind of get it, but don't forget, guys, he was in the process during the Andy Avalos thing, whether it was one quick phone call, a couple of quick conversations. I reported right before you broke the story that Andy Avalos was going to be the job, that the job was down to these 2 guys, if indeed that they wanted it, that they were going to be a part of the process. And yeah, a couple of other dudes got involved, but Kellen Moore had at least a conversation about it. So I don't think it's a far-fetched issue with Kellen Moore coming back and being in this mix. I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't at the end of the day. I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes the head coach. We were all watching that Monday Night Football game, the game the other night, and the Chargers were really, really struggling. And I think I was watching that game before Jeremiah Dickey put out that photo, and I put out a tweet talking about impeccable timing. And if it happens now, and everybody says that the Chargers aren't going to fire Staley before this season. Dean Spanos is a patient guy, and he's going to wait till after the season. So maybe the timing will not align, but maybe Kellen Moore is thinking lifestyle. Do I want to do this rat race? Do I want to hang out with college kids or NFL millionaires? Do I want to live in Boise, Idaho with my very young family? He's so much different than the NFL culture that maybe he wants to come back. But does he want to chase 18-year-old recruits and deal with transfer portal and NIL? It doesn't seem like that's his cup of tea, but Kellen Moore can tackle anything he wants. I do know this, that his NFL career is not what we think it is here in Boise. And I talked about this in the column, and I know it's not popular to say, but Kellen Moore was not a good quarterback in the NFL. The Chargers are worse with Kellen Moore there as the offensive coordinator. Yes, and I know it's a lot more broad than just the offense, which is doing pretty decent. I think they're top 10 in scoring. And the Cowboys are doing better without Kellen Moore. There is no concrete evidence during Kellen Moore's NFL career that he's going to conquer the league. He's good. He's creative. His offenses give us life. And I think he could be a head coach based on his organizational skills, but he's certainly not going to, win the press conference with his charisma, with his charm. So it's a whole different deal. There's all kinds of stuff with the Kellen Moore factor. That's why it's so fascinating, BJ.
Yeah, no doubt. And I do think one thing, I'm curious your thoughts on this, but a lot of people also throw out Kellen Moore because it's the middle of an NFL season. You wouldn't have him until January. It's essentially 2 weeks till signing day. I think you, in my opinion, and again, I haven't been a coach, I don't know how it works, but I think you could very easily on Monday name Kellen Moore the interim coach, effective at the end of the coach at the end of the Chargers season, and keep Spencer Danielson and Bush Hamden or whoever. If he already knows some of the coaches are staying, they could get you to signing day for 2 weeks. I mean, they could get you to signing day. Kellen Moore could still be a little bit involved in terms of talking to some recruits, whatever. But I think all you're essentially needing to do is get to signing day on December 20th or whenever it is. You shut down for the holidays, and then their season ends on January 6th, right about when the players come back to campus anyway. So in my opinion, it's essentially 2 weeks you would have to fill without him till signing day. And I think if you can push to recruits that Kellen Moore's the head coach and he's finishing up his NFL duties. I don't think that hurts for high school kids, and he'll get to you in a couple weeks. And I think if you get Spencer Danielson a nice raise and make him an associate head coach or something to get him to stick around, he can keep running this thing like he has been for 2 more weeks. I don't think that would be the reason they wouldn't hire him.
I would agree with that, but is there precedent for that? An NFL coach who takes a college job, but he stays with the NFL responsibilities for a couple more weeks? Maybe there is. Nothing recall. If I was the Chargers and Kellen Moore took the Boise State job, I'd say see you later. But maybe there is precedent. Maybe Spanos wants that. I don't know who the GM of the Chargers is and who would make those ultimate decisions, but that seems a little weird for me. But I think anything's possible here. Let's not shut it down. When you knuckleheads on Twitter say there's no chance, let's keep every option open. I mean, that's kind of what Jeremiah Dickey does. You guys all love Jeremiah Dickey, and that's exactly what he's doing. No stone unturned. All options are on the table, and Kellen Moore, I think, is an option right now.
Yeah, and do you think he would call? I mean, I would assume the answer to this is yes, but I don't think everybody is thinking this way. Like, would he call the offense? Would he call the plays? Isn't that why you're bringing Kellen Moore in, to have him and his mastermind on offense?
If Kellen Moore is the head coach, Bush Hamden is not here. Johnny Ballgame yesterday thought that Bush Hamden could stay. You just mentioned the possibility. I don't see it. I mean, they have a great relationship. It has nothing to do with the personal side of it all. But, Bush Hamden's been second fiddle to Kellen Moore before. I think we've seen that play and how it turned out. It turned out pretty good. If Kellen Moore comes here and they tell me that Bush Hamden is staying on as the offensive coordinator and the play caller, no, that's a terrible idea. No offense, Bush. Love you, dude. I love you on and off the football field, but that's a terrible idea. I think you would lose Bush, but I think most people would trade Bush Hamden in, as harsh as that sounds, for Kellen Moore in a second.
Yeah, probably so. What do you think in terms of the salary? Could I don't know. I've tried to find it. It's estimated between $1 and $2 million what Kellen Moore makes in the NFL. We haven't been able to lock that down. I mean, how high do you think Jeremiah Dickey can go here for him and for his assistant pool? Because as you said, with the whole NIL transfer portal era, I mean, I'm not, we're seeing more of this anyway, where coaches are becoming more like CEOs of the program and stuff and let other folks deal with a lot of that stuff. I think that would be a lot of what you're getting with Kellen Moore. If you can get some assistant coaches that can really hammer the transfer portal, hammer the NIL stuff, and Kellen Moore can kind of CEO over everything, that, I agree. I don't think that's his favorite part of this and why he may be thinking harder than maybe some in terms of what he would take this or not. But what are your thoughts on the salary pool for the assistants and for Kellen Moore compared to what it's been?
Well, when you say the CEO, and you're right. it'd almost be like Deion Sanders with a little class, with a little bit better organization, with a little bit less hype and a lot more substance. Deion Sanders is not there to be a football coach. He's there to be a CEO of $1 million institution, and that's exactly what you would get in Kellen Moore, although Kellen Moore is a hell of a lot better football coach than Prime Sanders is in terms of the offensive creativity and what he's done. So I do like that analogy. I think Boise State could get Kellen Moore at least $2 million. I don't think he's making more than $2 million in Los Angeles, and $2 million in Boise, Idaho. It goes a hell of a lot farther than that. He's a grounded family man. He's got values. He knows about community. He knows about this area. I think he would give Boise State a hometown discount. He's not coming here for $3 million. The new coach, Trent Bray at Oregon State, just signed up for $2 million, which automatically makes him only the second or third highest, paid coach in the Mountain West. Craig Bowl and Brennan are both $2 million plus guys. So Boise State can afford to give Kellen Moore $2 million easily. They can afford to bump up that assistant salary pool easily. If you're going to hire Kellen Moore, you've got to go all in. And if you're going to hire Kellen Moore, I would imagine the money's going to fall from the sky, and they'll be able to afford him. So, yeah, I don't think money will be a problem. Getting him to say yes will be the problem.
Yeah, I kind of think back to when they hired Coach Prime at Colorado. They said, we don't have the money yet to pay for him, but we will. I would assume some big donations would start rolling in if they got Kellen Moore to lead the program. Are you feel pretty good about? They said no updates till the championship game. Do you feel that they have either made a decision, or is this are they still wait? Obviously they're not going to announce anything till the championship game. Where do you think they are? Is the ball in Kellen Moore's court here? Is there another secret mystery candidate? I think we have a poll on the YouTube channel. Is it going to be Kellen Moore? Is it going to be Spencer Danielson? Or is it going to be a third mystery candidate that ends up hired as the coach here? Let us know your thoughts. But where do you think things kind of stand at this point behind the scenes?
I'm going to guess that this week they're vetting and doing background checks and just checking their I's, dotting their T's. It's a 5-person inner circle with his search committees, Jeremiah and his search committee. And I know he's probably got a couple of consultants here in town that flew in from this national search firm. So maybe there's a group of 5 or 6 or 7 guys that are just sitting around the table and just cranking out ideas, thoughts, double checking everything. They may be getting warm on a candidate. I don't think timing is too much of a factor over these next 72 hours. Obviously, they're not going to give us any public update before the game, Saturday's game. If it's going to be Spencer, there's that romantic Hollywood type thought that they're going to hand him the contract in the locker room after the game. I suppose we could get that kind of a dog and pony show. And don't forget, and I'm glad earlier in the show you said Monday, because a lot of people are thinking Sunday, and it very well could happen on Sunday. But and think about this, guys, Sunday is Selection Sunday in the college football world. And the people behind the scenes, the 5 or 6 people that work directly for Jeremiah Dickey, it's already a 14-hour day. You're preparing like 5 graphics depending on which bowl game you go to. You're preparing 5 different press releases depending on which bowl game you go to. You're calling 5 different charter flights depending on which bowl game you're trying to get to. The director of ops, the director of staff, the director of all that kind of stuff. It is logistically one of the craziest, worst behind-the-scenes days in all of athletics. And now Jeremiah Dickey's going to say, oh, on top of that, guys, we're going to name a football coach. Well, at that point, let's hope that he has a little bit more humanity and doesn't do that on Sunday. I think Monday would be the best day to do that, but we'll see. Heck, anytime from after the game to December 15th is the window for me.
Yeah, and I think that Jeremiah's also basically I guess if they win, they know they're going to the LA Bowl. But if there's all kinds of behind the scenes back channeling, which bowl game do you want, and what opponent do you want to try to play? And he'll have his mind elsewhere. He may either make a decision or get an answer or something, but they may not. I would be shocked if it maybe it leaks out, but I would be shocked if Boise State's official announcement came on Sunday. I agree with you. And a lot of people saying that it's not going to be Spencer Danielson, because if it was, they already would have just announced it before the game. Yes, you could have got a nice little bump, I guess, but what happens if you lose the championship game? I guess if you lose and you're still planning on hiring Spencer, it's not a super great look, I guess. But, I don't know if that really benefits you to announce Spencer before the game.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. There's no way I would do that. I need to see the complete body of work, and no offense, and it has been a complete 180. I talked about that in the column. The vibe is it went from frustrating to fantastic, and we all know what Spencer Danielson has done, but he's won 2 games. Actually, he's won 3. He's hit a home run in the locker room, and he's brought unity to a locker room that was divided. That's a grand slam home run that will never be taken away. But come on, wins over Air Force and Utah State. They've lost, 6 of their last 9 games or whatever the number is. That's not impressive. I'm not impressed with Spencer Danielson winning those 2 football games. Everything else he's doing and saying, I'm highly impressed.
And don't forget, as someone pointed out to me, the last 3 wins Boise State has here during this magical run, all against backup quarterbacks. And so it was, it's not like you're beating the, top premier teams in the league the last couple of weeks here. And things have fallen into place, man. I think Spencer Danielson would even admit this. I mean, because Mike, I think if they're sitting at 7-5, if they win those games, but it's Fresno and UNLV in the championship this week, it's a whole different conversation.
100% agree. 100% agree. And Spencer Danielson and what that football program have done the last 2 weeks deserve all the credit in the world for that. There's no doubt about that. But please, Jeremiah, stick to your word. And why wouldn't he? He stuck to his word for the most part since he showed up here. Don't put emotions into this equation. And it's easy to get wrapped up in the emotions of Spencer Danielson. We all get sucked into it. We all feel it at those press conferences. And every time he opens his mouth, we feel it. But Jeremiah, don't do it. Don't get sucked into those emotions. I trust him to make a decision with a lot of substance and not a lot of emotions.
Well, I do want to give a quick shout out to our friends over at Bronco Brew Coffee. We're talking NIL. We're talking all kinds of stuff. BroncoBrew.coffee. Literally $2 or $3 from every purchase of this goes right into the pocket of a student athlete at Boise State. They're supporting Boise State University athletics with every sip. BroncoBrew.coffee. And best thing about this, Mike Prater, it is a roasted to order batch. You get the date your coffee was roasted right there. You make the order, they roast it, and within 24 hours, it's on your way, and you can set up the reoccurring subscriptions where every Monday, every Sunday, whatever day, you have a brand new fresh bag of coffee waiting for you at your doorstep. And again, it's great coffee, and it helps Boise State University athletics with every sip. And they have the math out there, Mike Prater, of 700 people. 700 people is all it takes. Make the switch to the coffee they're already drinking, to Bronco Brew Coffee. Over the course of a year, that's $98,000 they can give to a QB1 fund they're starting for a quarterback or a top recruit, an Ashton Genty type to want to stay at Boise State. So BroncoBrew.coffee is the website for that. And it's a cool, innovative thing. I think Boise State's going to need a lot more of those here moving forward with some of the challenges they face compared to some of the other schools. But we'll keep this discussion going. I want to get Mike's thoughts on a couple other topics as well. Need to take a quick 90-second timeout so we can pay Mike's salary. And we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere here on Bronco Nation News. All Bronco Nation News broadcasts come from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of premix premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Spirits, perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Our title sponsor is rowpaint.com. For all your commercial, industrial, residential painting needs, check out rowpaint.com. Don't forget about their concrete coatings. Transform that ugly concrete slab on your back patio in your garage in just one day. Contact rowpaint.com for a free estimate today. The official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our title sponsor at Bronco Nation News is rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union's been helping members achieve financial success for more than 80 years. There's an ICCU branch on almost every corner, but the closest is in your pocket with free eBranch mobile and online banking. See why more than 500,000 members love ICCU, and join 1 in 4 Idahoans by making the switch today at ICCU.com. Since 1984, Ridley's Family Markets has prided itself on being a hometown food and drug store that employed value members of the local community. Ridley's Family Markets has 13 locations in the state of Idaho and many more in the surrounding states. Download the new Ridley's app to your smartphone, get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line, and find a location near you at shopridleys.com. Former Bronco Matt Bauscher is once again the number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. No home is too big or too small for Matt and his team. Let them fulfill all your real estate needs at BauscherRealEstate.com.
Did we lose? We must have lost BJ. I'm not sure where he went. Did I say something to insult him? Did his Wi-Fi go out? He's at home? What's going on there, JP?
You know what I think? I think he's out there trying to make another sale, Prater, because it's 2-year anniversary, and he's trying to get you that raise that you've been demanding for so long. But yeah, he texted us that he's had some internet issues, and so you may have to fill. So. Go ahead, Prater.
I can do this. I'm an experienced radio guy, and we were just talking about Kellen Moore, guys, and we just talked about what's been going on this week with Kellen Moore and the social media rumors and everything, and we truly believe that there is some substance to the Kellen Moore story. I don't know where it's going to end up. Rhoda just published a column this morning on Bronco Nation News about Kellen Moore and his job candidacy, and we think it's got some great debate in terms of all sides of it. Do you want to bring back Kellen Moore because you feel he's Teflon, and no matter what he does, if Kellen Moore turns into an Andy Avalos situation, you don't care because Kellen Moore is already the greatest, and he's never going to lose that reputation. There's others that say, I don't want to have to be mad at Kellen Moore. And we saw it turn really, really quickly with Andy Avalos. It got ugly. It turned really quick, really fast. And yeah, Andy Avalos had a lot to do with that. I also believe that Andy Avalos deserves a lot of credit for where this football team is right now. Yeah, he left a little bit of a mess. Spencer Danielson had to clean some stuff up, but this football team wouldn't be where it is right now without Andy Avalos. And he's laying low in the weeds. He's not saying anything at all. He took his $3.28 million, and he's just kind of hiding back. And I feel bad for him because of the humanity of the side of it. I understand the football decision, and it was a smart decision. Spencer Danielson has done a great job reuniting this locker room, but it's been a really cool scene to see Kellen Moore become the guy on this football team, become the guy again. Anytime we talk about Kellen Moore, it creates a division. He hasn't been with this football program for 12 years directly, and everybody still talks about him. You can't go a day, you can't go a week without talking about Kellen Moore, so that whole part is really, really fascinating. JP, have we heard from BJ yet? I see a big blue line right in the middle of my face.
Now you're on split screen, Prater, which is a new thing. Look at that. You're on both sides. But wait. There's BJ.
There we go, Mike. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me, Mike? Am I there?
I just gave the greatest 3 minutes in Bronco Nation news history, BJ. I don't need you anymore. Go away.
Well, good, because you may need to do another minute here. I just jumped on my other laptop. I have no idea what's happening. It says I have a signal, and my laptop is about on the way out. So on the way to the airport today, I may be going to buy a new Mac laptop. So we need a few more subscriptions now for BNN to help us buy a new computer here, because I don't know what is happening. So I apologize for that. And now I'm on a different laptop. But Mike, I guess the game. I'm going to ask you about the game, and I actually may throw it to a quick commercial break, and then when we come back from the commercial break, if we can just discuss the game. But let's just see if I can get this figured in the next 90 seconds or so. I apologize to folks. Great. It'd be it's a perfect fitting that we've had very little problems ever, and on our 2-year anniversary, we're bragging about how good we're doing. I can't get through a 35-minute show here, so I do apologize for that. Let's try to take one more quick commercial break. I'll see if I can get this figured out in the next 90 seconds. Mike Prater will give us his on the game coming up on Saturday next here on Bronco Nation News. And it's not playing again, Mike. All right, we're still here. Can you hear me, Mike? All right, Mike, I think I'm back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, BJ. I can hear you.
I don't know what happened. I apologize. I know Mike Prater and technology are not two things he loves, so I apologize for the last couple of minutes.
You're not blaming me, are you?
I'm not blaming you. I know how uncomfortable you probably were having to fill there for a couple minutes. So it
was fine. I can talk about Kellen Moore any day. If you had me talking about Leon Rice and his basketball team, I may have struggled. I can talk about Kellen Moore.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened. Like I said, kind of fitting with record viewership on our 2-year anniversary. I have my first computer problems in a while, but it is what it is. I don't know what happened. You know what? You know what ended up working the best, Mike? Unplugging it and plugging it back in. So
nice.
The Ethernet cord. We just got a couple final minutes here, Mike. I appreciate everybody for sticking through the technology stuff there. But there is a game on Saturday, Mike. Johnny was asking me what percentage are people thinking about the game versus the coaching search the other day, and I said maybe 70-30. I think actually probably on the coaching search compared to the game. I don't know if that's too high, too low, but I think a lot of people just assume it's a foregone conclusion. Boise State's going to win on Saturday, and it is what it is. What do you make about the actual game, the championship game, the opportunity here, and the matchup with UNLV?
I'm looking forward to the game. I don't know what the answer to that percentage is, as I wouldn't have said 70-30. I'm getting tired of talking about the coaching situation. I love it. It's fun. The Kellen Moore stuff this morning and the Kellen Moore stuff this week has kind of put some more energy back into this coaching search for me, but I'm getting a little bit tired of it. I need a football game, and we have a football game at 1:00 on Saturday, and I think I know Boise State's the better football team on paper. I have no idea who's going to win this game. I've predicted Boise State to win because I think that they are better, but we'll see. I mean, UNLV has got some talent. I love their quarterback. I love the wide receivers. They got some dynamic playmakers, but I think Boise State can take care of some business. Mayava is a little bit better of a passer than Taylon Green, but Taylon Green's a little bit better of an athlete. Whoever makes mistakes, because both quarterbacks are very mistake prone, and whoever plays the best defense and not giving up those big explosive plays, I think is going to win this football game. Advantage Boise State.
Crazy how this season has worked out, Mike, where here's Boise State playing in Allegiant Stadium, national TV on Fox in the championship game. And if they win, they play on ABC in an NFL stadium in LA against a Pac-12 team. I mean, the opportunities here to still get 9 wins, to get a conference championship. I mean, you almost throw out the craziness of the first 9-10 games, and it's like going to end maybe how a lot of Boise State seasons end.
Yeah, I would agree. It's been weird. The last 3 years have been completely. We came out of COVID with just, college football in Boise, Idaho is still just punch drunk. It really, truly is. And it's been that way. The entire Andy Avalos era has been chaotic. That's a word that's been attached to the last 3 years, and more chaos than ever before right now. And I think it's just going to get more strange. So the new coach coming on board, the transfer portal, I think Boise State's going to lose a star. I guess it depends on who they hire as a coach. I don't think they're going to get completely beat up in the transfer portal, but they're going to take some hits. There's no doubt about it. We'll see how all that shakes out. Maybe they pick up a couple of people in the transfer portal, and maybe by next week we'll have Boise State's first ever $2 million football coach. Cannot wait to see how all this plays out.
And I can't wait to read Mike Prater at BroncoNationNews.com. Mike, I'm going to keep this thing rolling for a little bit, but I'll let you roll. I appreciate your time going through the issues there. I still don't know what happened, but it might have just cost me $2,000 because I might go buy a new laptop so I don't have to deal with this anymore. But appreciate you as always. Thanks to JP. Great column. Hopefully folks go read it at BroncoNationNews.com. What do we got? A big Idaho sports talk today, Thursday edition. What do we got coming up today?
We are talking to Abe Jackson, so we are diving into a little bit of basketball. Looking forward to that. We're going to keep the Kellen Moore conversation going. We got a whole bunch of other stuff. We got Vandals, we got Yotes, we got Boise State football. We're working on some pretty cool things. Brock Heward tomorrow. Maybe somebody from the Pac-12 broadcasting crew tomorrow as well. There's a little bit of a tease. So we're loading up. It's a big weekend, and we're going to finish off strong on Idaho Sports Talk over these next 2 shows. Yeah, I loved Kenny Mayne interview yesterday from Sports Center, ESPN. You can go check that out on their podcast. I had no idea he was a UNLV alum, Kenny Mayne. So go check that out. We'll be listening 3 to 6 today. Appreciate you, Prater. Thank you, BJ. We'll see you tomorrow. The Bronco Nation News Report on Idaho Sports Talk every Friday at 4:15. So we're going to talk a lot of football. I'll throw you a couple basketball questions too, BJ. And that may be right during the press conference. So we may need to tape that or talk about that off air. But I think the press conference Pacific time with Boise State is around 4:00 Mountain Time. So we may need to. We'll talk later about that. But yeah, happy to join you guys heading to Vegas this evening, and then we'll have full coverage tomorrow of the press conferences and things. We'll talk to you later, Mike. Appreciate it. Thanks, there he BJ. Is. There he is, Mike Prater. And again, apologize for the issues earlier with the I have no clue what happened there with the issues with the technology is not great. But I did want to throw in a few promos and keep this thing rolling. If you got some comments or questions, if you are coming to Las Vegas and you'll be here in time tomorrow night by 7:00,
come join us. And pretty cool. We have actually partnered with the Alumni Association. The official Boise State Alumni Association reached out to us and said, hey, can we join your party? So they're going to have rally towels and beads and all kinds of stuff to pass out 7 o'clock tomorrow in Las Vegas. If you're going to be there, come to the second floor of the Circa Resort and Casino, the second floor there, the overhang bar. It overhangs the sports book. We'd love to have you. And again, the Alumni Association is going to be there. The owner is going to be there. Derek Stevens told me he will be there with his senior staff. So if we can get a big crowd, show the owner of Circa that his advertising is worth it, then I think we can get some better deals moving forward for the Mountain West tournament and things. So show up and thank Circa Resort and Casino. Watch the St. Mary's game against Boise State. Have some beverages. There will be drink specials. And again, if you are a paying subscriber, your first drink is on me. So paying subscribers, come find me and your first drink's on me. If you sign up for a subscription, we'd love to have you, and then I'll give you a free drink. So come hang out with us 7 o'clock tomorrow at St. Mary's on the St. Mary's game, 7 o'clock at Circa Resort and Casino on the second floor. And Jay Tust, KTVB, they'll be doing a live shot. So even if you can't make it down, make sure you're watching the Channel 7 tomorrow night, a live shot from Jay Tust and company at Circa Resort and Casino on the 10 o'clock news. So if you come, make sure you hang out till 9 o'clock. Jay Tust will be live on the news. Looking forward to having that happen. By the way, our bus trip, we sold it out. Thanks again, Ridley's Family Markets, rowpaint.com for helping lower the cost of that. We're going to have Cutwaters I'm picking up today from Cutwater Spirits. I picked up 10 cases of beer yesterday of the Horseshoe Golden Ale. We appreciate Western Collective for helping us out with that. We got snacks. We got food. We got Taco Bell providing breakfast for the bus. And the Blue and Orange store every hour is going to be doing a giveaway for a prize. Looking forward to that as well. So it's going to be an awesome time on the bus heading down to Las Vegas tomorrow. And if you missed out, sorry, and stay tuned for other opportunities that we'll have moving forward for some events like this. This is our 2-year anniversary, so it's never a better time to sign up for a subscription to Bronco Nation News. Help us out, $50 one-time fee for an entire year of Mike Prater's coverage, my coverage. You can go on right now and read Mike Prater's column as soon as you subscribe on Kellen Moore. We'd love to have you. It's just $50 for a one-time fee. Use that promo code BNN50deal. And remember, we'll be drawing this sometime in late January, early February, but you have to be a paying yearly subscriber. We do have some students. We have some military that have free subscriptions. We appreciate you for that, but we are limiting this to yearly subscribers, paying subscribers to win this trip. And then you get to go to San Diego for the final regular season basketball game, trip for 2 on a private jet, BNN Air, the potentially the same plane that the coaching hire was made on. Who knows? Head on down to San Diego. You get to go to the game, watch senior night, and maybe a conference title on the line, hang out by the beach for a little while. It's going to be an awesome weekend. We're even working on a tour of the Cutwater facilities down there. That's where they're based out of. So going to be an awesome trip, but you got to be a yearly subscriber to be eligible. So maybe today's the day. You jump on in, $50 for a year subscription, and you're entered to win the prize as well as some other prizes as well. And again, thank you to Ridley's Family Markets, Boucher Real Estate, the Blue and Orange Store, and Cutwater Spirits for sponsoring this trip. So we appreciate them for that. So let's see. We got 30 comments on here. I'll check in and see. Robbie Robinson, see you in Vegas. I assume you're coming. I think you're coming, Robbie. You said you're going to stop by on Friday for the basketball game. We would love to see you, man. We'd love to meet you. And let's see. My wife says, what's this BNN charge on my credit card renewal? And he says, I need it. There you go. Appreciate it. So let's see. Big snow coming. Travel safe to Vegas. Yeah, December snow maybe coming in Boise. Let's see. So let's see. We got our man Jaden Finch going to be holding things down on the bus. Looking forward to that. If you're on the bus, go easy on Jaden, man. This is his first time running things here, so we'll see. St. Mary's is approaching must-win territory for Boise State basketball. Yes, it is, and we'll discuss that on tomorrow's show. We'll talk a little more basketball with Jay Tust tomorrow. Andrew says, great job. Appreciate you guys. Again, if you were there earlier and we had a little bit of the technical difficulties, apologize for that. Not sure what happened, but I think I am going to have to bite the bullet on a new laptop here today just to ensure that doesn't happen again. But getting closer to the coaching search, getting closer to the game on Saturday, A lot of stuff going on, and we got you covered at BroncoNationNews.com. And again, we'd love to have your subscription. $50 BNN 50 deal is that promo code, and you can sign up today and help us out with our travel costs and things. And again, I hope to see a lot of you tomorrow night. I have never done this in my 11 years covering Boise State. I've never watched a Boise State game with fans, and that'll be the case tomorrow. Couldn't find a way to be at the press conferences tomorrow for football, and then get to Idaho Falls and get back in time for the game. So we're going to be watching this one together. Circa Resort and Casino, the overhang bar on the second floor. First drinks on me if you're a subscriber. Come hang out. Would love to meet you guys. Put a name, and a face to the name in the comment section, and it'll be a lot of fun tomorrow night at Circa Resort and Casino. Again, 7 o'clock, and then the game starts at 7:30. And the official Alumni Association, that's their event as well. So they're going to be passing out rally towels and beads and all kinds of swag. So come meet the owner of Circa. Come get some cool stuff from the Alumni Association, and come get some drink specials, and come watch the Pac-12 championship and the Boise State St. Mary's game with us at Bronco Nation News. So my wife says she'll bring Taco Bell to the bus tomorrow. What a nice, kind gesture. There will be free Taco Bell on the bus tomorrow morning, and that'll be brought by Karen Rains and my kids. So you get to meet them as well. The bus could be bad news after the Taco Bell. They do have a bathroom on there, and I believe the breakfast is more. I don't think they have the beans and rice and things on the breakfast. I think you're good. It's just eggs and traditional breakfast stuff. We'll see. Kurt says have a Jack and Coke for me. We'll make it a Diet Coke, Kurt, but we can probably make that happen. But going to be a lot of fun the next couple of days. Looking forward to it. And again, we'll have some interviews. I think George Halani's talking today. Riley Smith, Leon Rice also talking today. We'll get those interviews up at BroncoNationNews.com on our YouTube channel as well. So make sure to take some pics of the Circa big screen when Derek and I get on it. I will see what we can do. I will try my best, and we can see what we can do. I think they're going to try to put the logo up on one of the TVs for us maybe as well. So, Circa is welcoming us in with open arms, and it's going to be a lot of fun. As I said, we're going to miss the Morales brothers. They're always there for these live shots on KTVB and all these parties, and they're not going to be there in time. So that is kind of a bummer that some of you folks that are going to Idaho Falls won't be down there in time. But assuming this goes well, and the Alumni Association enjoys partnering with us, we're going to do it even bigger and better for the Mountain West Championship for basketball. We've already told you to save your dates for that Friday of the semifinal Friday. We're going to do an outdoor pool party at Stadium Swim, and we're going to try to hopefully get the Alumni Association involved in that as well, and just take over the entire Stadium Swim pool with Boise State fans on that Friday of Championship Day. So looking forward to hopefully making that happen. So hate to be on that bus after everyone has Taco Bell. Yeah, that is a growing sentiment, I guess, but it'll be a good trip, good time. Looking forward to it. And again, thank you all for your support. 2 years right now. We were, just sent out the tweet saying we started BNN, and it's been a crazy 2 years and an awesome ride. So our 2-year anniversary today is awesome. And as long as my wife approves, I'll even probably have a beer on the plane today to celebrate 2 years of Bronco Nation News heading down to Vegas tonight. So been a fun year and a fun time, and of late with the coaching search and all the craziness that's happened, things have kind of ramped up here. But we're going to have an awesome weekend in Las Vegas. And then I am staying with my wife and kids to watch the Blues and the Golden Knights on Monday night. So any coaching announcement on Monday, I'll be covering that from Las Vegas. But looking forward to heading down to Las Vegas. Going to be a lot of fun. And again, if you're on the fence, hopefully you're liking what you see and you'll consider that $50 subscription to BNN. And if you do, and you come out tomorrow night to Circa, first drinks on me. So going to be a fun weekend. Appreciate you guys for checking us out. Go subscribe. Go read Mike Prater's column. Melinda says, great day to be a BNN subscriber. Keep it up. Appreciate you, Melinda. We'll see you tomorrow night down there at the party. Looking forward to it. So thank you guys. Hope to meet a lot of you tomorrow at the party, and see you guys Saturday at the game as well. Going to be a fun weekend, and we'll have you covered every step of the way. Basketball, football, we'll be covering both, and we will talk to you guys later. Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com.